What is going on, guys, and welcome back to Farmer on the Prairie. This week, Dad, sister, Josiah, and Ben are all gone on a missions trip. I am back here, stayed home to do chores and stuff like that, and I've made up a list of things that I need to get done this week. First things first, tomorrow morning, I'm going to jump in the Yukon and head up to the locker, an hour and a half away from us, and pick up some meat and be home before the farm store opens. And then tomorrow afternoon, hopefully I can start cleaning up the cold side of the shed over there. I will see you guys in the morning. I am headed up to our meat locker to pick up a cow that we took in 2 weeks ago, and she probably a 4 or 5 year old cow that was unfortunately unable to become pregnant again. So we took her into the locker, and so now I'm going up today to pick up the meat, and we're gonna restock our freezer. All right, guys, got all the meat loaded up, and as you can tell, it's all back there. I'm gonna head home now and hopefully make it home before the farm store opens. I have the meat back here in the farm store now, and we're basically just unloading it and distributing all the boxes of meat into the freezers over here. Some will go in the bottom shelf of that freezer. Most of it will go up there, so we'll get it all distributed out. So the freezer has now been restocked. The farm store is open. I got back about a half an hour before it opened. So even though I got up late and started out late today, I still got everything done in time. So now the goal is here, this cold side of the shed over here. We've got our shop on this side of the wall and shed on this side of the wall. Normally our planer stays over here, but right now we took the planer to the other place and the combine is in here, which is why we're going to be cleaning this. Because in order to get the planer, we have to go bring our tractor in over from the other place, hook it up, pull it out. It's really hard to get backed in here just right, but the combine's easily movable. So in a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and fire the combine up and back that outside. As you can tell, we've just kind of got a big mess that started accumulating here. We've got scraps of lumber everywhere that needs organized. We've got all of our forestry stuff that needs organized. We've got miscellaneous junk that needs thrown away or organized. And then come over here more. We've got our used oil barrel that is got over 200 gallons of oil in it. So we need to get the skid steer with the forks, pull that thing in here, and then pick that up and take it out and replace it with a fresh mini bulk. And then we've got accumulation of several years of scrap here that all needs to be hauled over to the other place. This just all needs cleaned up through here. Everything needs reorganized because it hasn't really gotten organized since the shed was built 9 years ago. So we're gonna go ahead and start working on that. I've got the dually hooked up to the trailer, and now we're gonna go ahead and try and get the combine started up and moved out. So now that we've got room to work in here, I'm going to go ahead and move this stuff out of the way, and I'll get the mini bulk with the skid steer first, and then we'll work on getting all the scrap. So I've now got the skid steer pulled in here, and I'm going to load all this scrap into the bucket and then put it on the trailer, or set the bucket on the trailer with the scrap still in it, and then grab the skid steer bucket and set that on the trailer with the scrap still in it. Basically eliminating as much work as possible, so when I get to John's, I can just take the Kubota and pick up each thing that I left on the trailer because it's skid steer attached. That should work nicely. Right now though, I'm gonna go eat lunch because I'm hungry. Okay guys, it is after lunch and I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff. We're just gonna get brakes, buckets of stuff, barrels of stuff, so on and so forth. You get the idea. Let's get this cleaned up. Got that all in there. So now I'm just going to detach the bucket onto the trailer. I'm going to pick up the bucket with the tractor and we'll just dump the stuff right into the scrap wagon and save the barrels to bring back here. So the glow plugs were on so long that the battery was low when I went to crank it. That's why it cranked slow. we're back at home now, and I'm going to jump in the skid steer and we'll put the new empty mini bulk in there and then the barrels back. And then once that is done, we're going to start sorting through the wood and organizing that, because right now it's just a big mess and it needs cleaned up. Putting the empty barrels back for our scrap. Why we have scrap barrels right outside of the shop is anytime we cut something or replace a broken part on a vehicle or tractor or have a filter, we always throw those in the scrap bins. Now we're gonna take all the dimensional lumber over there and put it in one pile and the plywood in another pile. Get everything off away from the walls, just a clean area over there. Then we need to get rid of a few of those buckets over there because there's like 10 buckets. And then we're gonna decide where we're gonna put everything. The mice are making little holes down in the corners underneath our wood rack. So I went ahead and put a little bit of mice deterrent in there, hopefully keeping them at bay. They're also they run out of that hole there and run along the base of the wall, chewing through the backing on the metal there, you can see. The reason that backing is on the metal there is so we built this shed so someday we can cut a hole in that wall, pour concrete in here, and insulate this and have a second shop. So this backing is here so we can put insulation on it, and then if it ever needs, you know, a new piece of metal or the metal replaced, the insulation's not stuck to the metal. So if we ever make this into a shop, we're going to have to fix those holes the mice chewed up. Got all the wood back put in an organized fashion now, like with like, long in the back, short in the front. So we keep a stock of wood like this on the farm because it's nice to, if you've got to fix something, be able to grab some boards really quick and have that done. Now we've got all this stuff stacked over here, ladders, the new oil tote in. Got this all cleaned up now and organized, all the fencing supplies back there. Got a set of 4-wheeler tires over there, and then some electrical supplies that we need to put on the grain bin at some point. I gotta load the last couple things in the truck, and we're gonna take a load of stuff to the other place to get rid of. I'm gonna pull the combine in. Okay guys, so we got this shed all cleaned up and organized. I think I'm just gonna get rid of that metal because it's pretty corroded. So as you can tell, it just looks a lot better in here. A lot neater. And we've got this all done over here. Oh, and by the way, if any of you want a sweet 2011 Chrysler Town & Country minivan, DM me on Instagram. As you can tell here by looking in the shop, we have not got that cleaned up. That will be for the next video. That is all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later.